So basically, Groover is a platform that allows you to reach out to music labels, playlist curators, radios, and other professionals in the music business to help get your music more plays, get your music playlisted in the right places, get your music placed in the right places. And what we are going to be doing in this video is basically going through some of the resources. So how to use Groover for the first time, how to use a promo code. I probably won't use that because that is specifically for me, and how to choose the right curators. Now, if you didn't know, this is one of the platforms I reached out to that allows artists to reach out to playlist curators, or rather obtain playlist curator information in order to stand the chance to be playlisted by these particular individuals. So the first link here is how to use Groover for the first time. This is the link. Now, when you come here, you can see that on Groover.co, artists can send their music directly to a selection of blogs, radios, playlist curators, record labels, and pros of their choice. Now, they say we guarantee that artists will be listened to and get feedback on their music, as well as have the chance to receive concrete opportunities. Now, there are 6 key steps to get started. The first one is click on Start a Campaign and add the track or song you want to promote using a YouTube link or a SoundCloud link. Now, you can also get to use a Spotify link if the song is already on Spotify, and we can see that in this link here because I clicked this particular link and it brought me here. So you can see here the Spotify link is optional, but you are advised to add it if it's available, especially if you are contacting Spotify playlisters. So back to how to use Groover for the first time. You can also fill in additional pieces of information such as the language of the track and the release date. The second step is choose the music curators and pros that you want to contact. You can use the filters to help find the right ones for you and get more information by clicking on their cards. Now remember, this is my first time using this platform. I reached out to them and they agreed for us to work together on some content to see if it is a worthy platform to recommend to you guys. The third key is write a short pitch for your track, giving contextual elements and indicating what your targets are. You can also add a personal message for each curator/pro. Now, this part I feel is actually what we need to start with because it is basically, for me, I would say the real content of your pitch, right? I mean, it's a short pitch for your track. So to me, the song doesn't matter as much as how to sell the song or the copy that is going to sell the song. So we are going to start here in the next video probably, and we shall start by checking out this link. I haven't checked it out in this video because I'm keeping it for the next video, but stay tuned for that. The next step is, once on the summary of your campaign, buy Groovies, which are basically credits to use within the Groover platform, the tokens that allow you to send your music to blogs, radios, and music pros on Groover. Each contact costs 2 Groovies. 1 Groovies is equal to €1. An exception exists for the top curators and pros, a selection of less than 10% of all the contacts you get on the platform, where you need to spend either 4 or 6 Groovies in order to reach out to these particular curators or professionals. Now, we shall read about this in a later video as well as we are tackling this. Step 5 is validate your campaign. You'll get your feedback within 7 days. This is actually one of my favorite features of this particular platform. After 7 days, you get Groovies back for those who haven't replied to you in order for you to contact someone else. So what does this mean? No matter the Groovies you use, if someone does not reply to you within 7 days, you get your Groovies back and you get to follow up with a different playlist curator, radio, record label, or even reach out to the same person with the same pitch that you've put together. So the current answer rate here as well is given, which is around 85%. That is a high answer rate. So 85% of the people you reach, that is basically an expectation. You should expect that at least you get 85% of the entire percentage of people that you reach out to. Now, step 6, which is the final step, after your campaign is launched, don't forget to fill in your profile as much as you can. It's precious. It's a precious source of information for the music professionals that you contact who want to know more about you and your project. So those are the 6 steps that it's going to take for us to get into Groover. Now, if you remember the email, there are 3 links given. Now let's talk about how to choose the right curators, which is something that I'm sure you have vested interest in. So how can I find the best curator? That is the title, this particular resource. So how can I find the best curators and pros for me? Explanations on how the recommendation system works on Groover. So how do recommendations work on Groover? When you sign up on Groover, you put in information about your musical project. They use that information to provide you with some contact recommendations to help you find the best curators and pro for your music. So say you're an R&B artist. What this does is basically use the information you provide while you're signing up to give you contact recommendations that will help you find the best curators and pros for your music. The next thing is what kind of information is taken into account to make recommendations. All the information you've put in your profile, they are literally putting that in bold. All the information you've put in your profile. Their system particularly uses genres and subgenres that you have selected when registering. Now, one thing here we need to note is you need to really have your sound kind of locked in. I feel either locked in or you're figuring it out and it's not too different or too far away from what you've already committed to doing. That's why here you see the genres and the subgenres that you select will have an impact if you've used Groover before. The more accurate your profile is, the more precise the recommendations will be. They say that they will also be able to guide you in your search for curators and pros by using campaigns from artists who have a similar profile to yours. Now, the next here title that we're looking at is where can I see the recommendations? Recommendations automatically appear at the selection step of your campaign where you can see the curators and pros. Now, if you've watched this far, just know that this video does not have any of these cuts like me doing it, because these videos, this series is meant to document that process. So you're going to learn how I go about using Groover in order to get some results. The best fits will appear higher up in the list of pros and media you want to add to your campaign. So here, let's just take a look at the recommendations again, or where can I see the recommendations? Recommendations automatically appear at the selection step of your campaign, where you can see the curators and pros. The best fits will appear higher up in the list of pros and media you want to add to your campaign. They are letting you know as well. These are some helpful tips for the people that created this. The next thing is, what if the recommended curators and pros don't actually correspond to your project? When you select curators and pros that you want to send your track to, you'll be able to filter the pros by type, genre, and location. They advise that you check the profile of the pros before adding them to your campaign to verify that their vision matches yours. Now, here's a quick reminder. Don't forget the recommendations are only a tool to guide, and during your selection, you shouldn't be expectant that the contacts that you have reached out to will actually share your track. So it's really up to them. What this platform helps us do is connect us to the people that are there. Now, if you want to receive more advice on your campaign, you can also email recourse@groover.co with a link to your track. That is the end of day 16. And in day 17, we are going to be taking a look at how to create a short pitch for our song.